Well, good morning, everyone. It is our very first tips and tricks. So welcome. Tips and Tricks is a new idea for Together SC and our nonprofit members. We are inviting our loyal, wonderful business partners to share some of their favorite tips and tricks for our nonprofit community. On a regular basis, we will invite business partners to answer one of those burning questions. So here's a challenge to all of you. Please send us those burning questions. Today, for our very first session, I am delighted to introduce my friend, Jessica Sharp of Sharp Brain Consulting, to answer one of our burning questions. Jessica started her firm in 2017 and is an anti-racist organization that does consulting and training based in Greenville, but works across South Carolina with nonprofits. So really near and dear to my heart. Welcome, Jessica.
Hello, Debbie, and hello, Together SC community. I'm really thrilled to be here to share some tips and tricks.
Great. Just take a moment, Jessica, and just tell us a little bit about Sharp Brain Consulting.
Yeah, so Sharp Brain Consulting exists to improve the nonprofit sector, and we do that through trainings, consulting work, and primarily in the space of diversity, equity, and inclusion. But we also can provide some capacity building support to just help nonprofits really kind of organizationally take it up a notch.
Well, great. Then you're going to love this question that came from one of our nonprofit leaders. And here's the question for you, Jessica. During times of change, how should we support our employees?
This feels like such an important question because organizations will go through some sort of change really often, right? And employees will be a part of organizational change. Really, if you're a part of an organization, you're probably going to be a part of organizational change. And so I'm going to provide just a little bit of information about how to support employees in that. All of us from a neuroscience perspective, our brain has some just basic things that we need in order to be at our best. And when those things are not met, we move towards a threat response, which essentially means that we don't get the best from employees. And when those things are met, we move towards a reward response and we get the best from employees. And so I'm just going to give you a few quick things there. So, first is certainty. Our brain likes to know what's going to happen. Well, in times of change, that's pretty impossible. But one of the things that you can do during times of organizational change is update your employees regularly. And here's the thing, you don't need to update them and tell them what's going to happen or if you have any decisions made. Just kind of consistently communicating with them so that they know they will hear from you is all that you really need to do. And making sure that they know that if they have questions, they can come to you. And again, even if you don't have all the answers, that open line of communication is really important. Next, giving employees as much as possible some sense of autonomy or control. And so, if you have some things that you can allow employees to choose, that'd be great. So, an example may be maybe their work schedule or kind of making sure that they have some control over their workspace. So, they've got a desk or a cube, that sort of thing. And just trying as much as we can to give them some autonomy. And then the last thing is about relatedness, and that's just relationships. We all have a need for connection and for relationships. And so if you can kind of focus on those relationships during times of change, that'd be awesome. And so you can do that by setting up Zoom meetings or setting up coffee, lunch, that sort of thing between employees and with you and employees, but really focusing on that relational piece can help employees to feel a little bit more safe in terms of their brain, to feel a little bit more safe in the organization. And they'll be just a little bit more likely to be patient and understanding during times of change and to not move to that threat response.
Thank you, Jessica. What a thoughtful answer, and what great tips for today for sharing with our nonprofit leaders. Thank you for being with us, and we look forward to sharing more tips and tricks with you later.